What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start your diet so you can lose fat for good. I'm going to share some recent conversations I've had with some of my coaching clients who are just beginning their fat loss journey and some of the challenges that they faced and how they have handled those situations to set themselves up for long-term success. When you start a diet, it can be a bit overwhelming at first, especially if there's a lot of different rules that you need to follow. And the biggest reason I see most people fail to stick with their diet, no matter what diet plan it is that they take a perfectionist, all or nothing dogmatic approach to the diet plan. So the moment that they cannot follow that plan to a T, they figure they blew it, there's no way they're ever gonna stick to it, so just throw in the towel altogether. This dieting thing just not gonna work for me. Now I do provide my clients with guidelines, but I encourage them to ease into it, to focus on progress over perfection, to really set themselves up to experience mini victories each and every day, even if they may not follow the plan to the T. In the beginning, we simply focus on hitting a calorie target while improving upon their natural eating tendencies. We don't stress over hitting certain macronutrient ratios or meal timing or anything like that. And even with the calorie tracking, we don't stress over those meals that are really difficult to track. We just have a good estimation, a good guesstimation of what it may have been. And we just have a heightened sense of awareness in regards to our satiety levels and with the portion size and just being responsible with our nutrition overall. And that's exactly what Frank has done. We just started working together this week and he experienced some great success right out of the gates. 2 days into our coaching together, he sends me a message saying that he had to get together that night with some friends. There was going to be some smoked meat there and craft beers, and he didn't want to be that guy that was turning down all of that great food and beer, kind of being the party pooper there. So he asked me how to handle that situation. This was my response.
My man, I freaking love questions like this. This is the kind of stuff that sets you up for long-term success. It's really an opportunity for self-awareness and learning what suits you best. For some people, eating like super light throughout the day gives them a lot of room to eat more calories at the gathering and still keep things in check. Whereas others, if you're eating too little throughout the day, you arrive at this gathering ravenous and you just can't control yourself. You pig out and you set yourself back. So it's kind of finding your sweet spot of eating enough throughout the day where you're giving yourself plenty of room for calories at the gathering, but not so little that you get there starving. So if you're sticking to the smoked meats and veggies, dude, you're going to be golden. I wouldn't stress too much at all. If there's a carb, dish or whatever that you really enjoy, maybe have a little bit of that. Just be very responsible with your intake overall. Like, it's still great to end up feeling like satisfied at the end of it. Even better if you sample some of the meats and you still end up in a calorie deficit and still experience a little bit of hunger at the end. Definitely enjoy a beer, dude. Enjoy that beer. And if you're being like super responsible with your eating, even 2 beers isn't terrible. Just knowing that at the end of the day, if you end up close to maintenance level calories, it's like a little bit more, eating more than what you're planning on in the calorie deficit. So, but you're not eating in a calorie surplus. It's very easy to work, like eat a little less tomorrow in the next few days. And it's okay to leave that party in a calorie deficit. You enjoyed it. You had fun. You got to sample a bit of everything. You weren't overly restrictive, but you also stayed true to your goals and what's really important to you. So it's all a great learning experience in regards to listening to our body, our satiety cues, all that good stuff.
So Frank ended up eating a little bit lighter throughout the day, and then he sent me a pic from the party there. He had some pulled pork, pulled chicken, some fruit, some veggies, and some hummus. He also had some craft beers there. He didn't stress over the calories, but he had a pretty decent estimate of what he would have consumed there, and he was definitely in a calorie deficit at the end of the day. So it was a victorious experience for him. He got to sample a bit of everything. He got to enjoy the party, feel like he was kind of fitting in, being a part of it, and still hit his calorie target, still make progress with his fat loss goals. And then a couple days later, he was out on a college visit with his son and wife, and he passed on the cookies, he passed on the gyros, and instead had a Greek salad, which actually looked quite delicious and satisfying. Not quite a gyro, but it's a great, filling, satisfying meal in and of itself. And here's the thing that has really impressed me about Frank. He has had a heightened sense of awareness with how he would typically handle these situations in in the past. So at that school trip there, he would have ate the cookies and had 2 to 3 gyros with all the toppings. At the party, he would have had the mac and cheese, the chips, the cheesy potatoes, and at least 6 beers there. So he's looking at it, you know what, even if he wasn't perfect, that is tremendous progress. It's like he's a new person compared to that past experience, yet still at the same time, realizing, you know what, I'm satisfied. Like, I enjoyed myself and didn't need to pig out. I didn't need to go overboard with all those things in order to have a good time. And now I feel good about myself knowing that I'm moving in the right direction. So although he wasn't perfect, he had so many different reasons to celebrate multiple mini victories throughout this process so far. Another great example is another new coaching client of mine, Tom, who is just starting out on his fat loss journey, and he had a friend reach out to him to get together for breakfast. They had a big breakfast together, and he ended up skipping lunch afterwards, and he said it seemed to work okay, and he ended up hitting his calorie target for the day. A lot of people will say, don't skip a meal or anything like that, but I mean, that's just a matter of listening to your body as well. Like, when I have a huge breakfast, I'm not hungry for quite a long time, so it's okay to kind of break from your regular structured nutrition habits and all that. Just listen to your body. Eat the next time that you feel full and satisfied. I think that's a great way to set yourself up for success. And even if it's a later meal in the day and you wake up the next day, you're not so hungry, it's okay to delay your breakfast a little while and end up eating a little less that day because you're still feeling a little bit full from the day before. It's a matter of just listening to your body. That's the whole key to this process. It's not just hitting that calorie target, it is having that heightened sense of awareness. Just really developing those intuitive skills as you are tracking throughout this process. So it's tough to be intuitive in the beginning, but you want to have that heightened sense of awareness and develop those intuitive skills so you can break free from tracking in months to come as you get closer and closer towards that just sustained lifestyle approach. And then there's Lenny, who's just starting out on his fat loss journey to lose 29 or 30 pounds. In this first week, he had planned on working out 5 times, but he only got in 3 workouts because of changing work schedules. He did start tracking his body weight, but he's not tracking his calorie intake precisely. He's just being more mindful with his nutrition there. He does recognize that he needs to do a better job of planning. He found himself going through a drive-through one morning when he wasn't prepared. So that is a key factor there. It's like having a plan, like if this happens, what will I do in that situation? So, but the biggest thing, the thing that absolutely makes my day with Lenny is seeing that throughout this process, he is being kind to himself. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. He's just focusing on the mini victories that he has achieved throughout this week, comparing himself, to his past self. And that's the same case with Frank there. I love that he is just comparing himself to him. He's not trying to follow someone else's perfect diet, perfect lifestyle. Because even for myself, I mean, I may share a full day of eating. That full day of eating may be me eating nothing but whole, natural, nutrient-rich foods, nailing my calorie target. And someone might look at it and go, oh my God, if I want to look like Scott, I got to eat exactly like that and be exactly precise and eat only whole, natural, nutrient-rich foods. That's simply not the case. You're only getting a glimpse of my lifestyle in that moment. Or you may watch one of my vlogs where I'm having fun treating myself and like having an epic kind of cheat day, which is never really truly epic. I keep all of my cheat days in check. I just don't like feeling stuffed and full anymore. But you see that I am having like coffee cake and affogatos and burgers and stuff, or pizza all in one day. Like, holy smokes, like how can you eat like that? Like, it was even Frank, I believe, it was right before he started working with me. He saw me doing all you can eat sushi. Like, how can you eat like that and look like the way you do? I mean, you're only seeing a glimpse of what I'm eating. You're seeing one meal and thinking like, how the hell does he stay lean when he's eating all you can eat sushi? Thinking like I'm pigging out all the time, but I ate pretty light throughout the rest of the day to accommodate for that situation. So again, don't compare yourselves to others or what they're eating, and don't try to be perfect with your diet or with your fat loss approach. Focus on progress and really become aware of all those little mini victories that you can celebrate each and every day, and celebrate them. Pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourselves, and don't be afraid to share those little mini victories with others. I love, like Lenny shared that in the Jack That's 40 Club there. Within the group, we all get to celebrate that experience with them. It absolutely makes my day, and it fires others up in the process when they say, you know what, I don't have to be perfect to achieve my goals. It's just about taking one step in the front, getting knocked down, getting back up again, and just, again, finding joy in this process. It's not about being dogmatic. It's about living your life to the fullest. Confidence, pride, zest, and vitality. So in a nutshell, that's how I kick things off with my coaching clients. Mastering the fundamentals first, aiming to hit a calorie target consistently, working with your natural eating tendencies, and having a heightened sense of awareness with the portion sizes you're consuming, your satiety levels, how your energy is sustained throughout the day. And then we just make subtle little tweaks to see if we can improve upon how you feel. So even if your weight is trending in the right direction, exactly the way we want to see it, like how can we improve upon the quality of your nutrition? How can we improve upon your nutrition in a way that sustains your energy even better throughout the day so you're always feeling on top of your A game? Maybe we have to increase the portion size of one meal or change the timing of your meals just a little bit. Maybe incorporating more veggies, making sure that we're getting enough micronutrients in your diet, and then pay attention to the macronutrients as well, making sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein, making sure you're getting an adequate amount of healthy fats in your diet, making sure you're getting an adequate amount of carbs so you can, again, have that energy to perform your best, the focus to give the best of yourself throughout the day. So it's just master those fundamentals first, and then we move on to the little things. And I'm telling you, like with nutrition, decades into this, I am always working on improving my nutrition. It's not making drastic changes here and there. It's just subtle little improvements when I notice how I perform my best. Maybe I'm going to shift a little bit more of my carbohydrates towards my workouts, and that allows me to perform better. So little things, again, it all comes down to a heightened sense of awareness. It's not like this person says I should do this, that's the best way to do that. No, it's like listen to your body. Try something out, master those fundamentals, see how your body responds, make a subtle change, see how your body responds, make adjustments accordingly. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them, especially if they're just beginning their fat loss journey. But more than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback on today's topic. I would love to hear from you, get you involved in a discussion, and hear what has worked for you as well. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.